guys, Articulation Prime here, doing another Transformers figure review on the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Predaking Predacon Leader figure. This figure I just picked up on a total whim at Target. I just thought it looked really cool. I mean, just looking at it from the packaging over here, doesn't that look like a cool Predaking? I don't know. So yeah, I got this figure at Target. If you're looking for them, you can find this and other Transformers figures at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
It's a pretty standard Transformers Prime Beast Hunters packaging that we have over here. We've seen other Predaking figures. I've seen other Predaking figures, Voyager class size like this one, and I've just passed on them. This one just stood out to me, looked really cool. I'm not caught up with the show, so I don't know exactly what the differences are. Of course, the figure's displayed in the packaging in his robot mode. We have a picture of him in his alt mode right over there. Infernum Sword. Apparently he has an intermediate level 2 transformation right there. There's another picture of Predaking from the show in his robot mode right there. Looks pretty scary. Then here he is in both modes right on the back, and then we have that classic picture from season 1. Then we have a little bio on Predaking. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause it. We have some specs on Predaking also. If you want to look at that longer, pause it. On the bottom of the packaging right over here, we get a picture of the Optimus Prime sold separately. I'm not really too interested in this Optimus Prime. Looks kind of weird to me, but yeah, anyway, like I said, this guy looks really cool. Let's get to it and crack this figure open. So here's Predaking out of the packaging, and this is a very cool looking action figure. I like how it looks. Now, is this the best purchase for an adult collector? Not necessarily so, but definitely not the worst. There are some very cool things about this. This guy ran me about 24 bucks at Target, and I don't feel like I got ripped off or anything. I think it's actually pretty cool. So there's some accessories that this guy comes with. Let's go over those, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So he comes with his instruction booklet, and you can see the transformation is very easy. Only 9 steps over here. Pretty cool looking beast mode right over there. I'm really impressed with the robot mode though, and I did mistransform mine. As you can see, his wings are still up, but I think that looks cooler than it looks right over here with them down. And just so you know, there's nothing on the back of this instruction sheet. Then he comes with this lame little blaster. I'm not a big fan of this thing. It looks okay. Nothing to really write home about or anything. It's alright. It fits into his hand nicely, so that's kind of neat. And the way this works, oops, I put this in the wrong way, but you just jam this through here, and there's no button or anything that fires it, so you just push against the back of it over here and it shoots the missile. That is weak. There it goes. Hold on, let's try it again, and yeah, oh god, this is so lame. Now this is cool. This is his flaming sword slash tail, and I think this is awesome. We have some Cybertronian writing right here sculpted into the blade. It's nice how this is sculpted to an edge. I think they did a pretty good job with that. It looks very cool, and I really like this darker orange fading into the yellow, or this is actually more of a bright orange than yellow actually. And then this black, it's just a solid black, but nice sculpt on it. Looks pretty neat. Nice flaming sword. If you want to, I guess you could plug the gun right over here. There's no real port for the gun except for him holding it, so I think that's kind of lame, but yeah, that doesn't really work too well. I don't think that looks cool, but otherwise this looks very nice, and it does fit into his hand nicely. The hands have these nice circular ports right over here, so they plug in very well. You know, both weapons do, and that works very nicely. And same thing with the other side on this one, just to demonstrate how this works. And let's see, there it goes. Looks very cool. And then yeah, oh whoa, that one shot a lot better. Damn. So here's a close look at Predaking, and it looks pretty cool. I really like the head sculpt. This guy has a lot of this grayish purplish colored translucent plastic, and you can see that his face and his crown is just used with this plastic for the most part. He has some orange painted right here on the side, and they colored his eyes yellow, and then this flat gray right over here for the top of the crown. Here's a look at the side of his face over here. Doesn't look too bad. Looking at the very back of the head, it looks kind of empty and hollow though. It's kind of funny, but overall this is not a bad looking head sculpt. I really like this a lot. Just the overall look of this figure is just pretty awesome in my opinion. We get this little Predacon logo right there on his left chest. That looks pretty nice. More of this grayish purple translucent plastic throughout, and pretty nice sculpting on it as well. More of that flat gray, but then we get some nice silver right here on these shoulder spikes. That looks really cool. Very shiny silver paint applications over there. Same thing with the other side, except for over here we get some more of these Cybertronian characters sculpted in there. That looks pretty cool. The back side of these don't actually have the silver paint applications on them or anything. A little bit right there, I guess. I really like all these spikes sculpted on his shoulders too. That's very cool. This is just a very beastly looking figure. I really like it a lot. This is really nice. Nice yellow and silver right over there. Even this part has some shading to it. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it kind of goes from orange to a lighter yellowish orange color, I guess. And we have some more flat gray, some bright orange on the knee pads, some nice sculpted shins on this and everything. And then we have this grayish blue plastic at the very bottom over here. It doesn't necessarily match the same gray that we saw right here on the upper thigh. You know, he almost fell down, oopsie. Then we have some nice silver paint applications on the back. This is more for his beast mode or his alt mode or whatever. Then there's the head of the dragon. Then you can see the wings over here that are made with this awesome translucent plastic. We have some more sculpted Cybertronian characters right in there. That looks really cool. Wow, I really like these translucent orange wings. These are pretty badass. Now the hands on the figure have the same bluish gray plastic as the feet over here. And I really like that they have this two colors right here on the arms. But what's really neat is that there's this other gray plastic right here on the back of the arms. So yeah, a lot of color variations on this. And to get a look at how the wings are supposed to look, I guess they're supposed to be folded down like that. And I just don't think that looks very cool. I don't like it so much. Having the wings out like this is just way cooler to me. I think he's just a lot more menacing like this. Or you can have him folded all the way back like that. It's not bad. Just, I don't know, just seeing him like this is just much cooler. So the articulation on this figure is a bit weak. As I showed earlier, you can rotate the head a full 360 degrees over here. It does not allow you to move the head up and down though, so you just get that side to side movement. I already went through the wing articulation. You can move it in and out and the wings move down and up like that. You have arms that can move outward at the shoulder just that much, and you can rotate them forward. And he has some very loud clicky joints over here. This is very, very loud. Wow. He also has elbows that bend at 90 degrees, and you can rotate the elbows side to side as well. He has no waist articulation. It would have been cool for him to have a waist joint. That would have been nice. He also has these really loud hip joints that move outward, and some really loud hip joints that move forward as well, so the legs can move like that. He also has some rotation right here at the knees, and then some really loud knee joints right there as well. Then the ankles don't really have much articulation. Just due to the transformation, you could bend these feet inward like that, and that's pretty much about it. So yeah, very, very loud figure. I mean, all these joints are really, really loud. It's just kind of funny, but you know, it works. You can get him into some decent poses. Now, this being a Voyager class figure, Predaking does stand at a decent height. I want to say he's about 9.5 inches tall from the top of the head. I guess from the top of the wings, he's closer to 10 inches tall. And here he is next to my Transformers Prime first edition Optimus Prime figure, also a Voyager class figure, and way smaller than this Predaking. And I believe the retail prices for both of these figures is more or less the same. So you're getting a much bigger figure with this guy, but a much less complex transformation than this one over here. And here he is next to my G1 Platinum Edition Predaking reissue over here. And this guy actually still needs some stickers applied to him. He just looks a little bit naked to me. But you can see this newer figure right here is still pretty tall compared to the G1 Predaking, which is still a very massive figure. I mean, this guy's just huge. And then here he is next to my Mastermind Creations Not Headstrong figure. Speaking of huge, this is going to be a monstrous combiner. I cannot wait. And I'm still waiting on my Leodux. Cannot wait to get the Leodux figure. And then to compare him to your average 6-inch scale figure, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So the packaging says that this has a level 2 transformation, and yeah, I'd have to agree. It's a very simple transformation, but level 2 out of 3, I'd expect it to be a little bit more difficult. But anyway, let's get to the transformation. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alright, so first off, you want to make sure everything's facing forward. Like, you want this head not rotated one side or the other. You want to move this neck, this dragon neck right over there. You want to move the arms forward, and then you can just flip the feet to Predaking or his dragon mode up that way. Very easy. And then you have these legs right over here. You have his hind legs to his dragon mode. You want to turn them outward and rotate them forward. Do that to both sides, and then you have these tabs right here, or these slots for tabs anyway, right there, and then the tabs right here on the feet. But first, you want to rotate the feet down like that, okay? So move them pointing downward, and then you just move this whole section in here, and then this little tab that you can see right there, tabs into there. And let's see, there we go. Goes in nicely, and then same thing on this side. And then we have his sword right over here, and it has these two little tabs that stick out on the sides right over there, and these two little holes. And then you just kind of shimmy this in there. It's not too complicated at all. And then just push that all together once you get it lined up correctly. And then move his hind legs downward, and then you just reposition the figure so it looks pretty clean, and you pretty much got got yourself a dragon mode for Predaking, and that looks pretty neat to me. I don't think that looks too shabby at all. I like to have the wings scooted just a little bit farther back like that so his neck stands out. That is pretty cool. You know, it's not extremely articulated or anything, but it does look nice. This is a pretty neat looking head sculpt on this dragon mode. I like it. He's got this weird lower jaw though. That looks kind of weird. I can't really tell what's what. Yeah, that is a weird long lower jaw. His eyes are painted yellow and he has some cool spikes on him and everything. A lot of color variation in just this head sculpt though. I think this looks pretty cool actually. With these little pieces hanging out from the front, it kind of reminds me of Zoidberg, right? But anyway, I really like this gunmetal paint that we have right over here on the neck. That looks very, very nice. And then some more Cybertronian writing right there. I think that's Cybertronian writing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Then the rest of the figure looks pretty nice. Not a whole lot of new stuff from what we had seen while he was in his robot mode, but you know, it's still cool seeing this. I like the silver feet right over here. I wish they'd painted these silver. That would have looked a little cooler, but it matches his feet when he's in robot mode. And then here's the tail or his fire sword or his inferno sword. It doesn't look too bad actually. At first I thought this would look kind of silly, but it doesn't look bad at all. I think it's a pretty cool looking figure in his dragon mode actually. This is pretty nice. Not too shabby. Not a whole lot to really complain about. I think this is actually really cool looking. I do like the robot mode a bit more, but still, this is pretty nice. But as far as the articulation goes, it is pretty limited. The head moves up and down just a little bit. I thought there was going to be some jaw articulation here, but there is none. And the head does not rotate side to side at all. Same articulation as it did in his robot mode, where you can move these outward and you can rotate these forward. He bends at the elbow, turns side to side, and the feet kind of move up and down. And then these hind legs just move forward and back, and that's it. And then we have the same wing articulation as we had before, so not a whole lot of new stuff over here, but a pretty decent looking dragon. Now to get some measurements on this guy, he is just about, I want to say 13 inches long, closer to 12 inches long actually. Then to the top of his head, he's about 7.5 inches tall. I guess you could extend the wings as much as you want to. I guess with the wings it goes up to like 8.5 inches tall, and the figure is about 6.5 inches wide. I really like how these spikes come out in the dragon mode. That actually looks really cool. I think it's pretty decent looking at him head on. Not too shabby of a figure. And then again, we have this crappy blaster over here where I don't really know where to put it. It looks like we have ports over here, but when I try plugging them in, nope, they don't fit. The only port that really fits in is this over here, and that looks stupid. So I guess the best thing to do is just take this gun and put it aside, and I just discovered that he has one more piece of articulation. The tail can move up and down. Should have thought of that earlier, so that's pretty cool. So that's my review, you guys. I cannot say I highly recommend this figure, even though I think it's very cool. So if you want to go ahead and pick it up, prepare yourself to be a little disappointed with the articulation, but other than that, the paint sculpt is awesome. It looks really cool, and if you're a fan of Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, I'd say you'd be really happy getting it, especially if he looks like this in the cartoon. I haven't gotten to that part yet where I've seen Predaking yet, so I don't know if he looks like this or the older versions. I've seen the older versions of Predaking and passed on them, and this one just totally sold me. I had to grab it. I think it's awesome. It just looks really dope to me. But anyway, please check out tformers.com to see a full gallery of images. I've taken a bunch of pictures of this figure. Also, hit the like button if you like the video. Please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Whoosh. Then some solid orange right there. Whoa!